Which social media platform is best for B2B marketing? We're going to talk about the two that are most important for you if you are a consultant, coach, or services provider that works with organizations or you want to. Before we get into the top two social media platforms for experts that are selling their expertise to organizations, let's just talk about the fact that social media marketing is not the most important thing for you to be doing in your business. The most important thing for you to be doing in your business is creating conversations with real decision makers. And to do that, you have to give decision makers an opportunity to spend time with you. Not necessarily one-on-one, but time engaging with you, whether that's on webinars or podcasts or networking or speaking at events. There needs to be engagement. Engagement is the most important thing. So anything that you do on social media needs to support your efforts to either create those opportunities for engagement or to pull people into those opportunities for engagement or to repurpose those opportunities for engagement, to take those insights and to share them, which should in turn continue to create more opportunities for decision makers to engage with you. I can't emphasize this enough. You cannot hide behind social media platforms in your business. Now, if you are going to put time and energy into social media, there are two platforms that make sense when you work with organizations. And that's because there are really only two platforms that decision makers utilize in their professional life in order to accomplish the things that are on their to-do list at work. I'm not saying that decision makers aren't over on Facebook or X or Threads or Instagram or TikTok. It's just that typically when they are on those platforms, they are wearing their personal hat. They are there to go look at photos of their nieces and their nephews, or they're on Pinterest looking up recipes for their holiday dinner, or they're on Instagram searching for a new outfit or checking out whichever celebrity they love to follow. They're not there wearing their decision maker hat. And that's really important to understand because, yeah, maybe they see you over on Instagram and they think, oh, that person might be a good keynote speaker for us. But that thought will be fleeting in part because of how the Instagram algorithm works and the person's on to the very next thing very quickly. But when they're on these two platforms that we're talking about now, they're often there in the capacity of doing the work that they do as leaders. So the first platform, not surprisingly, is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the number one social media platform for selling and getting leads for B2B. Decision makers are on LinkedIn. There are very few decision makers who do not have a presence on LinkedIn. Decision makers utilize LinkedIn in order to vet outside service providers and experts. LinkedIn supports things like search engine optimization and answer engine optimization, at least when it comes to LinkedIn newsletters, and it is proven to generate business. In fact, all of the business in the B2B space that is generated from social media, 80% of that comes from LinkedIn. The other platform that's worth investment is YouTube. YouTube is number two. Decision makers are also on LinkedIn when they have something that they are looking for. Decision makers go to LinkedIn in order to identify solutions, which is a little bit different than what I told you about LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, they are there to vet outside experts and service providers. That's what they're doing. They're either finding a service provider or an expert, or they're checking them out, making sure they are someone who really knows what they're doing. When decision makers go to YouTube, they aren't looking or searching for an expert. They aren't searching for corporate trainer on emotional intelligence or leadership development expert or executive coach. When they go to LinkedIn, they are searching about the problem or they are searching for the solution. So it's a little bit different in terms of what their search is looking to bring up. But YouTube also helps support you around search engine optimization as well as being referred to by AI tools. So we're talking about answer engine optimization and generative engine optimization. And just like business is created off of LinkedIn, video converts. What you do need to know though about YouTube video is that the longer form videos actually provide better results to you than all of those YouTube shorts. Lots of people like to watch YouTube shorts just to kill time, but if a decision maker is looking for expertise and insights around a particular problem in their organization, or they're thinking about going in a certain direction in terms of a solution they might be investing into, they don't want a 30-second video. They want to sit down and really learn about something substantive. So it's going to be the longer form videos that you want to focus on YouTube. On LinkedIn, your best content are the newsletters. On YouTube, your best content are the long form videos. And in the corporate space, we find that anything from 50 minutes to even an hour is consumable by a decision maker. Let's say you go and speak at a conference and they allow you to record your entire 45-minute session. That's something that's going to perform really well on YouTube if it's getting into the brass tacks of how decision makers can solve a particular challenge for their company. All right, so those are the most important social media platforms for you as a coach, consultant, or professional services provider that's working with organizations. Of course, it's not enough just to be visible on social media platforms. There's a lot more to taking your expertise and turning it into revenue in your bank account. And so for that, we're going to transition to the next video, how to sell high-ticket consulting services. The link for that is in the description below, and we can pick our conversation up there.